Many people are looking for magic solutions to weight loss and staying healthy in their 60s. And there certainly are an abundance of cleanses and detoxes and diets to tempt us. And I think it's a interesting conversation about what's effective and what is not. I'd like to talk to you about some of the truths about these diets, and especially this time of the year when we're going into periods where we want to stay healthy and keep our weight down, some insights into what might be useful for you. My name is Margaret Manning, and I'm with 60andMe, and I want to thank you for being here today. I really appreciate your time and your support. Our show today is brought to you by International Living. International Living is a company that helps you to make decisions about retiring overseas. They help you to ask the questions that you need to ask about healthcare and cost of living, what it's really like in those places. And they've got some great reports that you can ask them to send to you to give you some insights in your decision making. So you can go out to internationalliving.com/60andme and check out what they have to offer there. Now, this topic about weight loss and diets and healthy living is just so confusing these days. I mean, there's so much now in the way of supplements and special vitamins and super sport drugs that are really supposed to be healthy for you. And let's dig a little deeper and see what really is, good for your body and what isn't. Now, Sherry Broder is a nutritionist, and she wrote this article for us on this topic. And some of the statistics that she shared in her article were really quite shocking, and I want to share them with you so that you can maybe get a kind of a perspective on using these fast diet cleanses, crazes that are there to tempt you into purchasing them, for one thing, and then also using them. And that may not always be the healthiest thing to do for your body either. Now, if you want a quick solution, that's probably not ever going to happen. But yet we still seem to be always tempted by that, don't we? I mean, I'm as guilty as anyone else. I mean, I try these things as well. And you're always tempted by that ones that say, burns calories without exercising, and, this cleanse or this supplement will help you. And the truth is, they actually most of the time don't. And there's other ways of getting to the bottom of your challenge with weight or healthy living that don't involve doing these things. Some things, I admit, are probably useful to combine with healthy food and exercise and yoga, other things that we do. But on the whole, I think it's really important to get the facts. So this is one of the statistics that's really interesting to me. Now, Sherry mentions this in her article, that in 2002, the research said 231 million Europeans, not even Americans, but 231 Europeans tried a diet. And guess what percentage actually kept the weight off? 1%. 1%. So that goes to show that over time, the weight just comes right back on again. It doesn't last. I mean, you may have a period of time where you're like really crunching and working hard, and you'll lose a little bit of weight. But on the whole, only 1% actually keep the weight off. And other studies in the United States and elsewhere, there are links in the article, it's 2 to 3%. But are you willing to spend a lot of money on something that's likely to bring you a 2 to 3% return? That's not a terribly good return on your investment. And also, it does things to your body which confuse it. I think this is what Sherry mentions, and I think it's an important memory. One thing, by the way, that's totally free I wanted to mention to you, because people say, oh, I can't afford to go to the gym, or I can't afford to take a yoga class. Well, 60andMe has got 3 yoga videos. One is chair yoga. Chair. One is called gentle yoga, and that's for seniors. So all the exercises are designed for people that are, over 50, 60. And then there's a yoga flows. And these are free. They're completely free on our website, on our YouTube channel. And if you want to buy the DVDs, you can do that separately. But if you want to watch the videos, there's no charge for those at all. So I just mentioned that because I think it's important to know that there are some things out there that are going to help you longer term, deeper changes to your body and your habits, eating habits, exercise habits. If you pick up this, get into something like yoga, which is a really cool thing to do for your body overall, health-wise and mentally and spiritually. So that's the thing. Now, the thing that Sherry talks about is the crazes that people go through, and she lists some of them. And it's true. People are always willing to try something new. And it's the multi-billion-dollar diet industry that's talking to you here. Somebody is making a lot of money from your investment. Now, some people do fasting and other things like that. That's a little bit different because I think, or keto diets, because there you're not being told to take this and get this benefit. They're more just shifts and adjustments to your eating habits. But I think the most important thing, this is if you net it all out for Sherry, is don't use diet-based methods for weight loss. You know, if you're using a diet base, change your diet, change this, add this supplement, do this restriction of certain foods, you are probably not going to succeed with weight loss. You have to turn it around. Now, admittedly, as you get older, our hormones are changing. And there's no question about it that makes it a little bit more difficult. We might feel hungrier, our metabolism might slow down because of hormone shifts in our body. And it does make it harder to lose weight. But diets are stressful. And if there's one thing that causes weight gain in our bodies at any age, but particularly over 50, it is stress. Because stress produces that hormone called cortisol, and cortisol brings the body fat around the waist, and it actually makes you gain weight. So cortisol is a stress hormone, and diets are stressful. If you're having to keep to a really strict regime and only eat, 2 spoonfuls of this or that, it is stressful. And I've done diets in my life for sure. And it's not that, I wouldn't say that worry you that they're not going to work or anything, but they make you conscious that you're doing something wrong if you don't succeed. And so I think that's super important. Diets in Sherry's mind, and actually in my mind too, they create some kind of like a scarcity mentality that makes you want food even more. And it wants you to have the food that you're craving more, the comfort food. So that diet, that scarcity mindset is actually a really big challenge if you're trying to lose weight. Diets ignore your body's needs. I mean, your body kind of always will stabilize, I think, with foods that are good for it. If it's only when you add the elements of stress and worry and maybe illness or whatever that your body gets out of whack. But it's really important that you don't. Diet rules are separating you in a way from the real world. If there's products out there, if there's foods that you like, they're always going to be on the shelf right at the grocery store. So as you go out there, you're always going to go past them and think, oh, I shouldn't eat that cookie, or I shouldn't eat that, that thing with dairy in it, or shouldn't eat that meat. And every time you say shouldn't, your body goes, but I want it. And it's this constant dialogue between what you're told not to eat or what you're told to take or not do, or habits you're meant to change, and it just goes against the natural inclination of your body to center itself naturally around foods that are good for you. So I think that's the most important thing. The weight gain issue still remains, of course, but diets don't. Healthy living is one thing, but diets don't really address weight gain, because the heart of your weight gain is calorie intake. You're eating things that are giving you too many calories, which give you extra weight. And getting a handle on that has got to do with the emotional aspect of eating. Why you're eating those particular foods so much, why you crave food, and why you want to eat. It's emotional eating. That, in Sherry's opinion, I tend to agree with her, is more at the heart of why we gain weight. It's not because, we are eating too much of this or too much of that. It's just the fact that we want to eat to fill a gap. And I think that's, where diets that are based on calories and calorie consumption don't work. We have to get back to the reason that we're eating. And for me, for example, it was money. I remember when I was younger, I would, even a little bit now, whenever I got some concern about money, I'll grab something to eat, usually a cake or a cookie, something sweet. And then I stop myself and I think, that's what you're doing. You're having, because you're doing this, doing your bills, or you're thinking of money. It's whatever your trigger is, that's what you need to be getting a handle on and getting control of, in my opinion. Now, none of this, of course, is medical advice. I mean, you obviously do your research, and if you feel like something's going to be good for you, then have a go. But I just want to give it perspective that only 1% of people actually ever get any benefit from these kinds of crave diets, detoxes, supplements, whatever else is out there at the moment. And just to remind you one more time that you are feeding the multi-billion-dollar diet supplement, healthy living machine. They're out there to make money from your desire to be healthy and well. But you can do this naturally too. And I think that's the bottom line here. But check out the article by Sherry. She's an expert in this area. She's got some great publications you might want to check out too. And just let us know what you do. Now, do you consider yourself an emotional eater? Let us know what you think about it. And have you tried any diets or crazes or supplement efforts that have, given you any opinion on this topic? I would love to hear back from you. It'd be interesting to share. Okay, well, have a really good day, everybody. Hope that you're doing well, staying healthy, and we'll talk again very soon. Bye-bye for now.